Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a horse statue. If you want to make it, here's what you're going to need. You will need some black stained clay. You will need some regular brown wool. Also grab some black wool, dark grey, light grey, and finally grab some white wool. And those are the only colours that you're going to be needing. So once you have those, and once you've figured out where you want to make it, I'll be making it right here, you're going to want to kick off your horse statue with a row of 5 dark grey wool in a row on the floor. That's 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just like that. And once you have your row of 5 dark grey wool, this is what you want to do next. So come round to the back of your row of 5 and take each end, the first and fifth blocks of your row of 5, and extend them back each by 4 with your dark grey wool. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. And then connect both of those fourth blocks together to give you a nice square shape, like this. Once you have your square of dark grey wool coming to the front of it again, you want to take out your light grey wool and place 3 light grey wool on top of the 3 middle blocks of your 3 dark grey, like that. What you then want to do is, coming to the back of your dark grey square, place 3 stained clay on top of the 3 back middle blocks of your dark grey wool, like that. You then want to fill everywhere else in with dark grey wool, so just the 2 strips of dark grey on the left and right hand sides of your square shape, just fill those 2 sections in with dark grey wool. Once you've done this, you now want to take out your black stained clay and just do a square of black stained clay all around the top of what you've just made. So just in a square shape, do a square of black stained clay. Once you've done that, take out your brown wool and just do a square of brown wool just in the center of your black stained clay square, like this. Once you've done that, you now want to raise up this square of brown wool by 6. So you basically just want to go on top of this shape right here that you've just made with your brown wool by 6 rows. So like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you just want to raise up every single other block of your brown wool by 6. So you just want to have a nice, ever so slightly smaller square shape of brown wool just embedded in the bottom part of the leg that you've just made. So you want to have a shape which should look like that. Once you have your 6 rows of brown wool, you then want to take this top row of your brown wool, and with your brown wool you just want to go all the way around the outside of the row, like this, just with your brown wool, so you're kind of like extending it, you're beefing it up a little bit. Once you've done that, you then want to go all around the outside of the shape that you've just made, and you want to go up on top of it by 3. So you basically just want to take this outer layer of brown wool, and you just want to increase it by 3 rows with your brown. So that's 1 row, 2 and 3. Just got that marked out now so I don't make any mistakes, and I'm just going to raise it all up. So you want to have in total 4 rows of brown wool, 4 of these larger squares of brown wool. You started with 1, you added 3 on. You want to end up with a shape that should look exactly like that. And that is what you want to have for your horse's front right leg in its entirety. Once you've got that one taken care of, we can now go ahead and move on to the other front leg. So come all the way down to the bottom of the foot and come to the right hand side here where we have this dark grey wool. Go right of this dark grey by 5. You want to leave a gap of 4, and you want to then place a single dark grey on the 5th block. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 gaps. Place a dark grey on that 5th block. Then go right of that dark grey by 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Like this. And now we're just going to build up the other leg exactly how we've just built up that one. So once you have your row of 5 dark grey wool, come to the back of it, take the 1st and 5th blocks, extend them each back by 4, exactly how we did with the other leg, and then combine both of the 4th blocks together to give you your square shape. Once you have your square shape, you then want to place your 3 clay on top of the back 3 blocks of your dark grey wool, and place 3 light grey on top of the front 3 blocks of your dark grey wool. Then do dark grey either side of your clay and your light grey wool, like that. Then take out your black stained clay and just do a square of black stained clay all the way around on top of what you've just made, like this. Then take out your brown wool and do the ever so slightly smaller square shape inside of your clay square. Once you've done that, you then raise it up by 6, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and every single other block as well. We don't have to count these out because we did it with the first one. The beauty of measuring things out beforehand, so you just want to end up with something that should look exactly like that. And once you've got your 6 layers of brown wool, you then take this top layer and you just go all the way around the outside of it with your brown wool, just as I'm doing there. Just beef it up a bit, just make it ever so slightly thicker. And once you've done that, you then just want to go all the way around what you've just made and just go on top of it by 3 rows with your brown wool. And once you've done that, you should end up, as long as you do it correctly, unlike me who's placing blocks all over the place, what am I doing? And once you've done that, you should end up with 2 very identical legs, just 4 blocks apart from each other. So you want to end up with something that should look exactly like this. Very simple. And once you guys have got that taken care of, we can now move on. So come to the top of the left leg. You're looking for this block right here, the front, like, corner block of the leg, if you guys can see what I'm talking about. This brown wool. And on top of this brown wool, you want to do a row of 9 brown wool coming directly up. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Like that. You then want to go left of this 9th brown wool, so going towards where the back of the horse is going to be, by 24. That's 2, 4, 24. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Just like this. So you just want to have a very angular shape like that. Sideways J shape or an L shape. I don't know which ones, which I get them confused. And once you've done that, on this side of your horse, you now want to do the exact same thing on the opposite side now. So coming to this side of the horse, again on this like front corner block that we have on top of this brown wool right here, just do a row of 9 brown coming directly up. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then from this 9th block, again going towards the back of the horse, just do a row of 24, 2, 4, 24. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, just like that. And then, if you like, you can also connect those 24th blocks both together, and you can probably do the exact same thing all the way at the front of the horse as well, just connect both of the 9th blocks together. We don't really have to do this right now, but it's driving me crazy for some reason not having them connected, I don't know why. Anyway, coming towards the back of the horse once again, where we have both of our 24th blocks, coming over to the right hand side of the horse, this side of the horse, take each one of your 24th blocks and go down from them by 9. So that's 1, 2, whoops, okay, let's start that again since I double placed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And take that 9th block and connect it all the way back to the front of the horse. And if you've done it correctly, it should be in line with the top of the back of the leg. So you should just form a rectangle shape like this. And of course, once you've done this on this side of your horse, do the exact same thing on the opposite side of your horse. So come over to the other 24th block, go down from it by 9, and then connect everything together. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then we'll just connect both of these 9th blocks together at the bottom because I'm mental and I get a little crazy if it's all unconnected, and then we'll connect that 9th block all the way to the front of the horse. So we just want to have something which should look a little bit like this. So we have a big giant rectangle just placed on top of 2 front legs. Once you've got that taken care of, we're now going to make the other 2 legs, the back 2 legs. So there is no difference really in the back legs from the front legs other than the fact that they're placed ever so slightly differently. So coming over to this side of the horse first of all, since we started with this side, we may as well continue with the back. Come to this side of the horse and come to this block right here. You guys can see what I'm talking about. This block right here. The legs are just placed 1 block inwards in relation to the back of the horse, whereas the front legs kind of like start right at the front of the horse. The back legs, they're just like 1 block inwards. So starting from this block right here, this one that I have highlighted, you just want to go down from this block by 3. So that's 1, 2, 3. Then go right of this block by 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Then connect this 4th block all the way back up to the top of the horse. Can you guys see what I'm doing? I'm basically just emulating what we have on the front of the horse, just on the back of the horse here. So you then want to come to the inside of the shape that you've just made, this U shape, and you want to take the bottom 2 corners of your U shape and just extend them, going towards the center of the horse, each by 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Then connect both of those 4th blocks together, and then go up with both of those 4th blocks, each by 3. So you just want to come up by 3 at the very least, so that we don't have any holes in our horse. You could come up by 4, you could come up by 5, but you only really have to come up by 3. So you want to have like an upside down table shape, like this. Once you've done that, you now want to come underneath the shape that you've just made, and you kind of just want to do a smaller brown square shape just inside of the bottom of the shape that we've just made, if you guys can see what I'm talking about, like this. Then extending down from this smaller square shape that we've just made, you want to do a row of 6 brown wool. So just coming down like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you just want to extend every single other block down, just coming down by 6. So just have it marked out here, we just have to extend it down. And if you guys can tell what we're doing, we're basically just reversing the process that we did to do the legs, like starting from the bottom going up to the top. We're just like working our way in reverse like this. So once you've extended that shape down by 6, you then want to go all the way around this 6th row here. You just want to go all the way around it with your black stained clay. So just do a layer of black stained clay, just going all the way around the 6th row of your brown wool like this. You then want to take out your light grey wool and place 3 light grey wool underneath the front middle 3 blocks of your black stained clay. And coming to the back of what you've just made, place 3 black stained clay coming down from the back 3 middle blocks, like that. Then just place 2 strips of dark grey either side of what you've just made, so just coming down, like this. You then just want to finish this whole thing off by just doing a row of dark grey wool, just in a square shape, just going all the way around to connect those rows to the ground. So what you essentially want to have made, if you guys can see exactly what we've done there, you just want to have made just the exact same leg just on the back, and we've just reversed the process. And if you guys want to return back to the normal process, coming down to the bottom of this leg, coming down to the bottom right hand corner right here, going right of this corner, just leave a gap of 4 and place a dark grey block on the 5th gap. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 gaps. Place a dark grey block on this 5th gap and then go right of that dark grey by 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we can just build up this 4th leg exactly how we built the first 2. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to do this a little quicker. So you've got your row of 5 and then you extend back each end of your row of 5, so the 1st and 5th blocks, and then you connect them together at the back. Once you've extended both of them back, you place a row of 3 black stained clay on top of the 3 middle blocks and a row of 3 light grey wool on top of the front 3 middle blocks. You then do dark grey wool everywhere else, like this. You then take out your black stained clay and go all around the top, just as we've done a few times before. Once you've done your layer of black stained clay, take out your brown wool and do brown wool all around the inside of your black stained clay. Then raise up every single one of your brown wools by 6 that you've just placed in the square of black stained clay. So you just want to have in total 6 visible rows of brown wool coming directly up for your horse's leg. Then take this 6th row and just go all around the top of it with your brown wool, just as I'm doing now. Then go up on top of this outer row of brown wool that you've made, just this outer square of brown wool that you've made, just go up on top of it by 3 with your brown wool. So that's 1, 2, and this 3rd row is already made for us on the outside, so that's 1, 2, and again it's kind of hidden on the back like this, but we can do 3 anyway. And then on top of this, 1, 2, 3, and the front 1, 2, 3. And once you've done that, you've taken care of probably what is the hardest part of this horse. I'll probably show you the back legs before I show you all of them together. You've got all 4 of the legs fully completed, and if you just want to take care of this other leg, it's a little hollow at the moment. We can just fill in all of the sides of this leg and then everything will be dandy. So have we filled in all of the sides? No, we've just got one more to fill in. And once you've completed that process, you should be left with 2 very filled legs that should look exactly the same as the 2 front legs, except of course they're on the back. And just to show you guys a side view, they should be, if you guys can now see what I'm talking about, they should just be like 1 block inwards in relation to the back of the horse. So once you've reached this point right here, we now get to tweak the horse ever so slightly. So coming to the back side of the horse, like the back leg side of the horse, I should say. The back side of the horse is right there. But come to this side of the horse and come all the way to the back. You see this row of brown wool that we have here, this first row that we extended out at the top of the leg? Extend it out by 1 more row, like coming out of the side of the horse, like this. Then on top of this extended row, do 7 more rows directly on top of it. So coming up like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then just fill them in. So you just want to have like 7 rows, or in total 8 rows of brown wool just like sticking out of the back of your horse like that, if you guys can see exactly what I've done there. And once you've done that on this side of the horse, again, you want to do the exact same thing on the opposite side. So coming to this side, take this first row right here, make it stick out by 1, and then go up on top of this row by 7 with your brown wool. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then just stack your many rows of brown wool. So just going to do exactly that, and what you want to end up with is something that should look exactly like this. Very simple. And once you've got both of those back legs taken care of, that's as far as we can go really without filling in the upper half of the horse, without filling in the actual body of the horse. So I'll tell you what guys, this is going to take quite a while to do, but coming to the front of the horse, I've just realised something. Coming to the front of the horse, you just want to connect these 2 rows together at the top, like that, if you guys can see what I've done there. Can you guys see I've connected these two rows together at the top, and you can connect those two rows together at the top. So what I'm now going to do, I'm going to fill in the entire body of the horse, fill in this section, that section, the left and right, the back and the tops of the horse. I'm going to take a very long time to fill in the big giant rectangular section that is the horse's body, and then we can continue on with the head and the tail, and then we'll be done. So back in just a moment. Alright guys, so once you, like me, have completely finished filling in the entire body of the horse, that's top, bottom, left, right, front, back, once you've completely filled in the entire body section of your horse, we can continue on to the next part. And obviously, pause this video if necessary if you're still working on any of that, of course. I imagine that quite a few of you are, because it takes quite a while to do. Once you have reached this point, however, we're now going to do the horse's head. So come all the way to the front of your statue and come up to the top left hand corner of it. So this block right here. Once you've located this block, you now, and we're just highlighting these blocks, don't place anything, going down from this block, just go down by 4. So you want to find the 5th block down. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a 5th block. We just went down by 4 from this top block. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. We're on the 5th row. Go right of this block by a further 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Then place a block. So you just want to have placed a block right there. Again, just to reiterate that, I don't want you guys going wrong with this. You're on the upper left hand corner, you go down by 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, then go right by 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, then you place that block. Then you want to go right of this block and you just want to place a row of 5 going right. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just like that. You then, once you have this row of 6, 1 plus 5 is 6, just do another row of 6 directly in front of it, like that. So you just want to have 2 overhanging rows coming out of the front of your horse. You then want to take both of these corner blocks that you've just formed right here, both of the ends of the second row, and go up on top of each one of these single blocks by 16. That's 1, 6, 16. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And the exact same thing with the other corner as well. And I'm not going to bother counting this out. I'll just measure it up against the one that we've just done. And then you just want to connect both of those 16th blocks together, just as I've done there. Again, you don't really have to connect them together. It's just that I like shapes. It's how I work. So you want to form that big giant rectangle shape right there. You then want to come to the back of the rectangle, and coming all the way to the top, you want to take each one of the top 2 corners and extend each one of those corners back, coming towards the back of your horse, each by 6. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then connect each one of those 6 blocks together, and then connect each one of those 6 blocks all the way back down to the body of your horse. So you just want to end up with a shape that should look exactly like this. Kind of easy actually, not too hard, very painless. And once you've formed that shape, we can now continue to shape the rest of the head. So come to the front of the shape that you've just made and come all the way up to the top. Once you're here, with your brown wool, you want to take each one of the top 2 corners of the shape that you've made and extend each one of these corners out in front of the shape you've made by 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the other one as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now come over to the left hand side of the head, right here, and come down from this 5th block that you've just extended out in front of your statue. Come down from this 5th block by 1. Then go left by 1. Then go down by 1. Then go left by 1, and then go down by 2, 1, 2, and then connect this second block all the way back to your horse's head. So you just want to have this shape right here, which you can then proceed to fill in with your brown wool. So you just want to end up with something which should look exactly like that. Now take out your black stained clay and place black stained clay starting from this position right here. You just want to place 2 black stained clay there to kind of like just fill in that 2 space gap, and you also want to place 3 black stained clay right there to fill in that 3 place gap right next to it like that. You then also want to place 3 black stained clay in that position right there, just kind of like in front of those, of that like 5th block and then the 2 blocks below it, just coming out down by 3 like that. And once you've placed all of those blocks on the left hand side of the head, you now want to do the exact same thing on the right hand side. So coming over to the right hand side, and we can just copy off of the side that we've just made, but you go down from this 5th block by 1, then right 1, down 1, right 1, down 2, 1, 2, connect all the way back to the head. Then fill in this space with brown wool. Then take out your black stained clay, fill those 2 spaces in those 3 spaces. Fill those 3 spaces, well there's no space, but fill those 3 blocks in with black stained clay to give you the exact same shape. And then you just kind of want to connect everything together just to form another shape. So just like connect the clay together like this, and you know, just make everything into a shape, and it will just become easy to fill in a little later on. So if you guys can see what we've done there, we've just like made the horse's mouth and we've made the horse's nose. And you know, whilst we're here, I was going to wait until later, but take out your black wool and knock out these 2 blocks on the left hand side of the front of your statue here, these 2 blocks, and replace them with black wool, and do the same on the right hand side as well. Just right here, just knock out those 4 blocks and replace them with black wool. Those are basically just nostrils. Very easy. Once you've done that, we can now move on to the rest of your horse's head. So that's just his mouth and nose. We're now going to do like his eye, his ears, his mane, that sort of stuff. So come to the back of your horse's head and come to the side, like the back side of your horse's head. I said the exact same thing earlier with the body, didn't I? Come to this side of the horse's head and come like to the upper back part of it. So right here. Take out your brown wool and starting from this block, right here, just place a row of 7 brown wool going right from this block. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just like that. You then want to extend down each one of these 7th blocks by 4 rows. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's just 4 rows, and that's just where the horse's head like extends out, and that's where his eye's going to be. Once you've done that, we can probably plant the eye now actually. So the eye actually goes right here. I'm not going to try and explain it. It should be fairly obvious where the eye should go. It's a quite small area. So the eye of the horse wants to go exactly there, which would make a good song, Eye of the Horse. Once you've done that on this side of the head, you now want to go ahead and do the exact same thing on the opposite side. So coming to the opposite side now, starting from the upper top portion of the head, right here, do your row of 7 coming forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then underneath this row of 7, just do 4 rows of brown wool, just coming down. So that's 2, 3, and 4, exactly like you did on the other side. And then we can just place the eye as well. So right here we can just place the eye, black here, white here, and as you can see, this side of the head identical to the opposite side of the head. Once you've got both sides of the head taken care of, we can now do the ears. So we'll start with this ear first. Why not? We're already here. So you basically want to place 2 ears in these 2 positions. I'm just going to do this and show you because it's not hard, and I'll probably say something silly if I try to explain it. So can you guys see? It's probably easiest if I show you from the back. I'm sorry, my voice is going. I've been talking for quite a long time. If you guys can see from the back exactly where you're supposed to place the ears and exactly what they should look like. They should just look exactly like that. Very, very simple indeed. So once you've placed both of those ears, and again, you should very easily be able to see where you've got to place those. Once you've placed those, all we have to place now is the horse's mane. So you see this space in between the ears, these 4 middle blocks in between the ears on top of this row of 4 brown wool, just place a row of 4 black wool right there, just on top of your brown like this. Then extend each one of the 2 corners of your black wool, your row of 4 black wool, extend each one of those corners back by 3. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. And then connect each one of those third blocks together, and then connect each one of those third blocks to the body of the horse to give you the outline of your horse's glorious mane, which should look exactly like this. Of course, we've got to fill it in a little later on, but that's exactly when we'll be doing it, a little later on. And once you've done that, you've got the outline of the entire front end of the horse completed. You've got the neck, you've got the head, you've got the mane, everything's done. All we have to do now is the horse's tail. So once you've reached this point right here, move all the way to the back of your horse. Come all the way to the very back of your horse. And locate the 2 middle blocks at the top of the back of your horse. These 2 right here, just eyeball it, you'll be alright. Once you've located these 2 middle blocks, come down by 1 row. So you want to be on the 2nd row, just the first row down from the top row. You just want to also still be on the 2 middle blocks. Then place 2 brown wool in front of the 2 middle blocks, like this. Then place 2 more coming out from the 2 that you place. So you want to have 4 brown wool, like this. You then just want to do 4 more brown wool underneath the 4 that you've just placed. So you just want to have like a nice little cube shape of brown wool, like that. You then want to take out your black stained clay and do a layer of black stained clay directly underneath that bottom layer of brown wool. Then take out your black wool, and you kind of want to do this with your black wool. You want to 1 row lower than the clay. You just kind of like want to go all around the edge of the clay and just like make it 1 row bigger, if you guys can see what we've done. We've kind of just like expanded from the little 2x2 square that we've done, and we now have like a 3x4 square, something like that. What you then want to do is take each one of the corners of the shape that you've just made with your black wool and just extend down each one of the corners by 11. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And you just want to do the exact same thing with every single one of the corners. I really do hate building downwards. I really do. It's so awkward in comparison to building upwards. That's why I try to arrange everything so that we can just build from the ground rather than from the sky. Anyway, once you have your 4 rows of 11 wool, just connect each one of the 11th blocks together at the bottom. Like this, just go all the way around, and you can probably just fill in the center part of the bottom as well, like this. What you then want to do, coming underneath the shape that you've just formed right here, again, it's kind of like a long upside down table or something, or like, it's just like a 3D rectangle. Come down to the bottom of the shape that you've just made, and you just want to do 2 strips of black wool, like underneath the middle of the shape that you've just made, like this. And once you've done your 2 strips, you just want to add 2 more strips directly underneath those, just to kind of like shape the tail section. Just like that. So that's the shape that you want to end up with. And I know that maybe I did that slightly quick, or maybe it didn't make too much sense, but it's kind of really hard to explain most of that. So once you've reached this point right here, all we have to do with our horse is just go all around our horse and just fill in each one of the individual sections that we have yet to fill in. So we've just got to fill this tail section in just completely with black. Then we've got to make our way to the front of the horse where we have the head and the neck, etc., and we've got to fill that in. Just about filled in the tail, so just fill in the entire tail with black wool like that. There's nothing more to it than that. So we're now coming to the front here, and I'm just going to fill in the mane, and then I'm just going to fill everywhere else in with brown wool. So just fill in the mane of your horse with black wool, just going all the way around, and we'll just have to do the top of it. Then we've just got, like I said, the neck and the head and what have you to just fill in. So that's the mane taken care of. Now with the brown wool, we just have to fill in the top of the head, the top of the mouth area. I know that horses don't have snouts, do they? I don't know. You know the elongated, like the nose and mouth and what have you? What would you call that on a horse? Would you just call it like the horse's mouth and nose? I mean, would it be a snout? Dogs have snouts, right? I don't know. I'm making myself look really stupid. I don't know the anatomy of a horse. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I'm not a massive fan of real horses. I don't know what it is about them. They look like giant rats to me. Giant rats with like weird looking tails and hooves. I don't know. I don't know what parts of horses are what, but we've almost finished filling this thing in. We've just about filled in the entire neck section. There we go. Now we just have to fill in the front and back, front and the bottom of the mouth and what have you. So we're just going to do that. We've almost very much finished, and once you've completely finished filling in that section, you should just be left with something that should look a little bit like this, if you guys can see what we formed here. Very, very simple, just a little bit tedious. There's a lot to do with this horse. And once you've finished filling everything in, you should be left with your 100% fully completed horse statue. Shall we take a look at this thing? It's quite big. Let's do a little bit of a tour, shall we? So we'll take the angular view first, like this, and we'll just look all the way around. So hopefully, if you guys have managed to follow this tutorial 100%, you should be looking at what should be a very, very similar, if not identical, horse statue. It's not exactly a difficult build, the horse. It's just, there's a lot to do, isn't there? There's a lot of blocks to place. I've realised how long this would take, but I don't think that we can make it any shorter, really, not without compromising, you know, some of the explanation. But it's a really nice looking statue. I really love this horse. I wouldn't get too crazy with the horse's design. I know that there's many varieties of horse, like there's loads of different colours and mixed matches and what have you, but I don't know. I like these mob statues kind of plain. Like, I'd either have a brown horse, a white horse, or a black horse. And of course you could go mental, you could have like a blue horse and what have you, but I mean, I'd probably stick to either a black, brown, or a white one, just to keep things simple, unless you want to go into detail with the horse and have it all crazily patterned and what have you. But again, I hope you guys are happy with the statue. I hope you've managed to make it no problem. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.